Hi and welcome to my June review for Cancer Sun sign and Cancer rising. We start the month with the Black Moon Lilith under aspect, and we will finish the month as well with a tremendous triple conjunction involving the Black Moon on the 29th of June, so stay tuned for that. But for now, the Black Moon is actually in your sign of Cancer. So this will bring up issues of and fears of abandonment and being left. It's time for you now to, over the next year, to develop an independence, an inner security that means you don't need to be clingy or to be dependent on other people. And this will be an ongoing thing during the whole year, and we'll explain a little bit more later. Now, for now, we have two aspects to the Black Moon. Mars makes a square, which means there'll be feelings, there'll be issues rising up to the surface that you'll be frustrated about, and maybe that things you're not happy about. You need to be careful not to, with Mars is sometimes an anger issue that comes out. Be careful not to let that happen. Venus is also making a positive aspect, so this will allow you to guide yourself and align yourself with who you are and what you should be doing now. There's planetary movement on the 3rd and 4th. On the 3rd, Mercury goes station direct. It's been retrograde for 3 weeks, and during this time, with him being in your 11th house, you should have had time to look at your relationship with friends, see which friends are the ones that will stand by you in your hour of need and those that really wouldn't. And now it's time, after you've made these assumptions, to put some of your findings into practice. And with Saturn making a square to Mercury, it's a good time to do that, to attend to the practical side of things. Now just be wary that Mercury's also making an aspect to Neptune, so there could be a little bit of confusion or a little bit of doubt that comes in, but use the Saturn aspect to make sure that you keep on track. And then also on the 4th, Saturn goes retrograde himself. He stations retrograde in your 8th house. So now you can work with that energy. He's already been retrograde in Aquarius before, but this is again another chance to work on things if you've missed things in the past retrograde motion. Now with the 8th house, it's all about learning to use your intuition, use your psychic senses, and Cancerians, you have an abundance of intuition and psychic senses. Use them and introduce them into your everyday life. There's got to be a change and a shift in values. This can only happen if you develop this side of yourself. Also on the 4th, we have a conjunction between Pallas Athena, the asteroid, and Uranus. Now with these two coming together in a conjunction, it's always a sign that there's going to be dramatic social changes. Now these won't probably affect you personally unless you have planets at 16 degrees of Taurus, of Scorpio, Leo or Aquarius. If you have, then it will affect you quite deeply. Now, for you as well, this is happening in the 11th house, so this will happen more in your social side, a social group of friends, and also any groups you belong. You'll be able to see dramatic changes in those areas. Then on the 5th, we have an opportunity for you, because we have the Sun making a positive aspect to Chiron, who's in your 10th house of career and destiny. Now, with this aspect, there is always an opportunity to use your creativity to become a healer, to become very artistic and creative in that sense, or to use your creativity within your career, as it's in the 10th house. Now, with this aspect, it's also good to put aside any past losses or traumas that are holding you back, and using that energy to motivate yourself to do great things. And maybe this is a time when you could take on some a leadership role. On the 9th, Mercury, who's gathering momentum, makes a positive aspect to Pluto. Pluto's in your 7th house of relationships, Mercury's in the 11th house. So friends and relationships come under the spotlight here, and this is a time when you can dig beneath the surface. You can delve. If you need to find out any information, this is a good time to do it. Then on the 11th, Venus has a conjunction with Uranus, who's in your 11th house again. So look out for any unexpected sudden events. This could happen within friends and groups, and this could be something that generates a little bit of excitement, because things may have got a little bit stale over the last few weeks, and you want that oomph to get things moving again. On the 14th we have our full moon. The full moon is in Sagittarius and it happens to be in your 6th house. Now, while the full moon is going on, there's also an aspect between Mars and Chiron in your 10th house. So this full moon and the aspect related to it has an obvious effect on your work, everyday work and career. So we can approach this in two ways. With the full moon, it's obviously going to bring out lots of emotions, as they always do, and there'll be a lot of discontent because there's Sagittarian full moon is about freedom. It's about the freedom to do what you like and to advance and to have adventure. But your everyday routines or your work could be holding you back. Now, you can sit there and moan, you can complain about this and that, you complain about everything that's wrong in your life, or you can use the Mars conjunct Chiron to motivate yourself to be a champion of change and to actually get on and change those things that you're moaning about. Now, with the combination of these two in Aries, Mars is obviously the ruler of Aries, so there's just greater initiative, greater emphasis on this aspect, and being in your 10th house, this is the house of destiny as well, so it's a time to propel yourself forward using your past hurts or your past wounds to motivate you to achieve something. On the 15th, it's a good day to improve your intuition, or to study metaphysics, as the Sun makes a positive aspect to Saturn retrograde in that 8th house. Then on the 16th we have a triple conjunction. Now this is happening in your 11th house. This is a coming together of Venus, Pallas Athena and the Moon's North Node. So there's something fated or karmic connected with this. This is a time when things may happen, but they happen for a reason, and the reason is usually a good reason. Now it's in your 11th house, so this is a good time to network and make connections with friends. It's also a great time to work together and to fight for some kind of cause, either in a friendship group or within another kind of group, maybe a larger group. Pallas gives you wisdom and the idea that you can use strategy in what you do, and the Moon's North Node opens doors. It's that spiritual way forward, so this is something that could be very dear to you. And then with Venus, this brings in the like-minded people that can work with you and help you. There's been a lot happening over the last few days, so on the 18th is a good time to take stock, to look at what's happening in your life. Now we have two aspects, Venus making a square to Saturn and a sextile to Neptune. So you need to distance yourself a bit back from friends and your relationships, and just take stock and see what's real and what's illusion. Because with Neptune there's a certain amount of illusion involved there, but with Saturn it's practical. So you can use Saturn's side to prove whether Neptune's side is real or illusion, and then you can make the necessary changes. On the 19th we have a square between Jupiter and the black moon Lilith. Now Jupiter is in your 10th house of career and public standing, and it could be very deep and very strong desires and emotions coming through at this time. This aspect lasts for 6 days. So you just need to be aware of this, and it could be a bit of rebelliousness against your current beliefs or some kind of dogma or restrictions that you've been placed under, and this rebellious could be well channeled into something optimistic and positive rather than negativity. So use the aspect, there's a sextile to Mercury as well on this day, use the aspect to start planning your future and setting out the steps that you're going to take going forward. On the 21st there's more emotion coming in as Venus makes a positive aspect to Pluto. So again, it's very much intensity that's coming through here. Pluto adds to that. Now the 21st is also the day when we have our summer solstice, so this is something to look forward to. It's the longest day of the year. The sun is at its highest and it moves into Cancer, your sign. On the 23rd, Venus moves into Gemini, and this is your 12th house. So she'll become more sedate. She won't be as communicative as she would be otherwise. Now the 12th house also means you might want to spend some time alone, or maybe work behind the scenes. Then on the 27th we have an aspect between Mars and Saturn. Now this is not a high energy aspect of Mars, but it is good for planning. And again, as we saw with the earlier aspect, this is a fantastic time to plan out your career, because there are going to be some changes coming along, but you need to ready yourself for these. Now there's another aspect between Mercury and Chiron. This is a time when you might find a key. Someone may give you a key to unlock your way forward. So keep an eye and ear out for anything that's going on, and this would more likely be communicated to you through the 10th house. On the 28th we have our second planet going station retrograde this month. This is Neptune. Neptune's in Pisces, so this is a very spiritual sign for it, and it's in the 9th house, which is also about philosophy and religion and belief. So this is a good time to study anything within that area. Then we have Jupiter making two aspects on the same day, a square to the Sun and a sextile to Venus. Now this square to the Sun is going to motivate you. This is really going to get you going. It's going to get you fired up, because the Sun's in the 1st house, your sign, and Jupiter's in the 10th house of career and destiny. So this should motivate you and get you going. And also there'll be benefits, financial benefits as well, because Jupiter's always involved in that, and with Venus coming in as well will help you in that area. On the 29th we have our new moon, and the new moon is in your sign of Cancer at 7 degrees. So those of you born between the 25th of June and the 4th of July will have this very acutely in your chart, and this will have a massive impact on you. It will have an impact on all you Cancerians, but not quite as much. Now, with the new moon in your sign in the 1st house means a new you. Over the year there'll be lots of things coming on, maybe a new job, new car, new home, new family, partner, anything could happen. There's going to be lots going on. This is a real year to make the most of everything that is new. Now, we also have a triple conjunction, because we have your ruler, the moon, in conjunction with the sun, but we also have the black moon Lilith. Now, we spoke earlier in the video about the black moon Lilith, and this is also a time when a new you can emerge, because every year at this time when the sun makes contact with the black moon Lilith, he shines a light on it, and it starts the whole year of transformation and growth. And this isn't a major transformation like you would get with Pluto, but it's a mini rebirth, and there's a new you emerging now, and there'll be another new part of you emerging in a year's time. So there's lots of things to work on. We spoke about the black moon with the fears of abandonment, but also the prime thing is to develop your independence over the coming year, and then this time next year it will be reaping the benefit of that. So new moon, let's get some things done on paper. Let's decide what we're going to do. This is like a New Year's day for you, so some New Year's resolutions, put that on paper. It's always good to put things into a physical form. It's more likely to happen. So all your wishes, desires, make a list, and we'll see how many come true. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the June review. If you have, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you. And by the way, happy birthday to all you June Cancerians.